Hey, you ever wake up more tired than when you went to bed? And you're like, yo, is this sleep a scam? Yeah, me too. Turns out I've been doing this whole rest and energy thing wrong. What's going on? It's your boy, Louis Fa Sho. You know how we do. Welcome to BRINGTHESHREDS, where I'm gonna get you fit, one meal at a time. So before we get started, I gotta show you what I eat. Because this is a fitness channel, and this is something I'll never get tired of. Sorry. So guys, if you guys like frozen yogurt, you know, like the Pinkberry, the Yogurtland, you know when you go, they have all these crazy toppings, right? But they have like Oreo crumbs and like Butterfingers and all this sugary stuff. Hey, we don't want that. So this is my healthier homemade version. Let's see what it is. All right, so on the bottom, instead of frozen yogurt, I have Greek yogurt. And this is not just any Greek yogurt, it's 0%, so fat-free. So it's all just protein, right? No fat, no carbs. And because I'm into fitness, I need my protein. So I have 1 scoop of chocolate vegan protein, another scoop of chocolate collagen. And collagen is good for your hair, your nails, your skin. And on top of that, you can't see it, but I have cut up strawberries. Also on top of that, I have a cut up apple. Oh yeah, guys, and I add some mixed nuts, you know, for those healthy fats. And it also gives it like a little bit of crunch that I really like. It's really good. Drizzle on top is some raw honey, immune system, some cinnamon, and my favorite, some almond butter. Oh, yo, let's get started. You guys ever feel like no matter how much you sleep, you always feel tired, whether it's 4 or 5 hours or even like 12 hours? Me too. All right, y'all, check this out. Some of the Greek yogurt, chocolatey, see how I mix it up? And then a little bit of apple and a little bit of strawberry. Let's do this. See, guys, eating healthy doesn't have to be boring. You just gotta be creative about it. Wow, really good though. With the honey. But yeah, it really got me thinking about like, even though we're in our prime, a lot of people, myself included, we can't function without caffeine, right? Like for me, I like to work out in the morning. So I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, right? Just because I like to work out and get it out of the way. And it's also a great way to start your day. However, I always need to take a pre-workout. And for some of you guys that don't work out, you don't know what a pre-workout is. It's basically something that helps you wake up. There's a lot of caffeine in it. And it helps me get like a good workout in the morning, right? But I remember working at my corporate job out in San Francisco. We had a cafe downstairs, right? And I swear every person, or almost every person, would get coffee in the morning because they needed something to wake them up. I just bit into an almond. It gives that little crunch. Really good, guys. Trust me on this. Try it. And there's some people out there that need to drink like 3 or 4 cups, right? Which is, to me, is crazy. Like they would have one in the morning and then another one around like, I don't know, 10 and then 12 and then one at 2. I'm thinking to myself, yo, that's a lot of caffeine. That can't be good for you. But even for me, right? I used to drink those 0-calorie Monster cans. Oh man, I miss them so much. I haven't drank them in a while. Because technically I never needed it, but I remember always drinking it at 2 p.m. Not because I felt tired, but it's because like I just like the taste of energy drinks, if that makes sense. And to me, an energy drink was kind of like a reward. So every time I hit 2 p.m., I would go to the fridge, grab my nice cold energy drink, Monster to be exact, sugar-free. And I remember just sitting at my desk and just crack one open, you know, and just, man. But back to what I was trying to say, I feel like sometimes, no matter how many hours of sleep we get, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality, if that makes sense. So for example, let's say you slept 10 hours last night, right? But you're tossing and turning, you're not getting that full 10 hours, you know what I mean? Or even for me, if you guys are like OGs to the channel, I used to do a lot of fast food reviews because I was all about the calories in versus calories out, trying to show people, yes, you can still lose weight and eat whatever you want. However, and this is a big however, all that junk food I was putting inside my body kept waking me up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, right? Like I legit had to go multiple times at night. So it was very hard for me to get a good quality of sleep because I kept waking up, you know? And then going back to caffeine, I think depending on the time that you drink it, like I said, like some people I've seen drink 3 or 4 cups a day, some as late as 2 p.m. But I feel like anything past, I don't know, noon, maybe 2, depending on your body, right? Everybody's different. The later you drink caffeine, the harder it is for you to sleep. So like I mentioned to you guys, I work out in the morning. And because of that, I take a pre-workout. So it wakes me up, gets me ready, get going, ready to hit them weights, you know what I mean? But not everybody's like me. A lot of people rather go after work because they need their quote unquote sleep, right? So let's say they go after work after 5, 6, or 7, and then they take a pre-workout because they want to get a good workout. Taking all that caffeine that late throughout the day, like tell me how you're gonna be able to sleep after that. You know what I mean? You just can't. I mean, maybe some people, but the majority of us can't. So I think that's kind of the thing about caffeine. A lot of us depend on it, and it makes sense. I want to say like maybe 80%, maybe wrong, maybe 70% in the office I used to work at would have to get some kind of caffeine to get their day going. Another thing, when I was trying to fix my sleep, I started doing more research, right? And let me know if this is true for you guys. Some people like to read books at night. I'm more of someone that likes to wind down and watch a lot of YouTube. So I don't know if the screen time, either on your TV or on your phone, tricking your brain that it's still daytime. Does that make sense? Because your phone is like bright and it's like flashing in your face. I don't know, that's what I read. You guys let me know if that happens to you or not. But as I was doing my research, that's what they said. So how do we fix this, right? Like I told you all the problems that I discovered. How do we fix it? Well, one thing I did, and I already mentioned it, was I started working out more. And I think people get this misconception that, oh, if you work out in the mornings, you're gonna be tired throughout the whole day. And that's such the opposite. And like I say, guys, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't depend on pre-workout because I do, but that's like the only caffeine I take throughout the day. Because I started paying attention to the quality of food I put inside my body, like this kind of stuff, and no more fast food, I realized that energy drinks are not exactly the best for you. Even though I always preach everything in moderation, it's not something like I really need, right? So anything I really don't need, I just kind of eliminate it. That's not healthy for me. So I don't really drink energy drinks no more. I don't drink Diet Cokes. I used to love like a lot of diet sodas because it was 0 calories, right? So why not? But as you get older, you start really thinking about the stuff that you could avoid to live a long and healthier lifestyle. So I don't really do any of those no more. However, I do need a pre-workout. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But I do recommend that working out, exercising, it doesn't have to be lifting weights like me, but just moving your body, going out for a nice walk, a nice run, I think it really does improve your quality of sleep. Also, one thing I noticed is how many hours of sleep I get personally throughout the week. So for example, I try to go to bed earlier, but typically I sleep around 11 till 5, right? So how many hours is that? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 hours of sleep every single night, Monday through Friday. So 6 hours, honestly, I don't think that's a lot, right? I think the recommended is 8. However, because I am a single guy, I don't have any responsibilities or kids to look after. Weekends, I sleep in. So I do wake up same time to feed the cats and let them out, but then I go back to bed and I'll wake up till like 10 or 11. And I think that's kind of like my body telling me to catch up on my sleep throughout the week because I am only getting 6 hours every single day. So weekends are like, hey, like, let's make up for it. Does that make sense? Guys, this is really good. Legit, you can eat this every day. This is healthy, tastes really good. I typically have this at the end of the day. It's kind of like a dessert, like a job well done at the end of the day, if that makes sense. Really good, guys. I highly recommend you try this. So one thing I am trying to get better at, like I mentioned, is screen time. Because I feel like we're on our computers from morning till evening. And then what? We start watching Netflix. I like YouTube. You know, we scroll on our social media apps to catch up or whatever, right? So I feel like we're constantly looking at the screen all the time. So one thing I want to start doing better is to at least turn off the screens 1 hour before bed. Because when I'm watching YouTube or whatever, I tell myself I want to fall asleep by 10, but then sometimes I push it to 11. So I don't know, maybe that extra hour of sleep can do wonders for me. You know what I mean? And also I feel like if you don't set like a time limit, your brain's always going to be like, one more episode. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Next thing you know, it's like 2, 3 a.m. That's how I used to be before I was disciplining myself. I had no structure, right? So anytime I binge watched a show and it was really good, I would look at the time and be like, you know what? Maybe one more. Another way I realized I fixed my sleep, and this is a big important one. I mentioned it earlier, right? When I was doing these fast food reviews, is switching up your diet to something more healthy and nutritious. Because when I was eating all that processed food, all those sugary snacks, I was consuming a lot of junk food, a lot of sodium. So I felt like me waking up multiple times in the night was telling my body, you know, like I need to get rid of all these toxins you put in my body. So that's why I kept waking up in the middle of the night, because my body kept saying like, there's so much in here, I need to let it out, you know? Is that TMI? Also, you ever wonder why like when you give kids like these sugary snacks, they like run all over the place wild, right? And then maybe like an hour or two later, there's that sugar crash and then they just pass out. So I do feel like nutrition plays a huge role inside your body and your sleep quality. Ever since I switched my diet to more whole foods, got rid of all that processed food, all the sugary stuff, guys, let me just say, I barely wake up. Like I sleep like a baby now. Of course, I do take ashwagandha and melatonin, so maybe that helps as well. But like, even when I took it doing these fast food reviews, it would still wake me up because your body's just like, yo, like, we gotta use the restroom, you know? Another thing too, I feel like depending on you and your body or your type, it's your stress levels, right? Like if you work like a stressful job, you're always thinking about work all the time. So I feel like it's very hard for you to fall asleep if you're always stressed. That's why a lot of people, I can't say I do it myself, but they start getting into like meditation to kind of relax the stress, relax themselves, be stress-free, things like that, right? Or they put on like some calm music to like, you know, help them relax, right? And the last thing I want to say is kind of your environment as well. If your house is like super bright, it might be very hard to sleep versus if you do things like that's more calm, maybe like dim the lights a little bit. I have these hue lights. No, what are they called? Yeah, hue lights from like Panasonic. So you kind of mix and match different colors or whatever. So I like to set it on like kind of like a rest mode. So the lights are very dim. So it like really helps me sleep at night. You know what I mean? So I really hope all these tips help you get better sleep and not feel so tired all the time. But my biggest takeaway, like I said, exercise more, eat healthier, don't depend too much on caffeine. And from there, my friend, you'll get a better night's sleep.